everybody, welcome back to SkySaga Alpha 4.5. We're back here on my home island. So I am actually recording this pretty much back to back with the end of the last episode from last week. Literally just because I am heading away pretty soon for the week. So I'm not going to have enough time to really get in and put a lot of time into this episode. So this is probably going to be quite a short one. However, what I have done between last episode and this one is I did a few hours of farming just to get up a little bit more iron. So this is not really a lot of iron, but it should be enough to push us up to a full stack with the stuff we had left over from last time. So this will hopefully get us kind of up to the top of the chest area, and maybe up to the top of the shoulder plate as well. So the first thing I need to do, obviously, is to come down into my storage area and start making all this stuff up into blocks so that we can keep going and we can keep building up that statue there. So I definitely want to try and get that statue as done as I possibly can today, just so that that's kind of out of the way, and then when I come back from being away from my computer, we can actually keep moving and keep building some stuff up on this place, get some work on the tunnels going in around the back here, and get started on a little village area up the top there. So I just want to point out how awesome this volcano looks from the inside now that I've kind of ragged the edges up the top there. That's the other thing we need to do, probably this episode, maybe next episode, I'm not quite sure yet, is make a kind of pad up here out of red blocks, potentially rustwood. I think that's where I'm going to lean with all of this, so that on the mini-map you actually get a red section in where there is supposed to be lava in this volcano, because of course that is what is going to go up in there. And then finally we're going to kind of build a lava flow down the front face of this volcano. Now, like I said, the last episode hasn't gone up yet where I talked about all of that stuff, but I'm just going to preempt a few questions here. The lava flow is going to be made completely out of crimsonite blocks. Now, crimsonite I got from farming in Alpha 4, so I made a few modifications to the farm design that I released publicly in Alpha 4 and found a couple of ways of improving it and just kind of streamlining the whole process, and I literally sat in a world for 8+ hours and just farmed as much as I possibly could to get up this many crimsonite ore, which should hopefully, fingers crossed, break down into 100 blocks of crimsonite, which should be enough to snake from our breakpoint up there all the way down the front of the volcano. Everything going according to plan. If not, I do have some more crimsonite marks in here as well that I can do a little bit with. And of course, I am still working on a farm for crimsonite for 4.5. So depending on how all of the crimsonite supplies goes, those plans may be brought forwards just a little bit to kind of allow me to farm some more crimsonite and get some more blocks going so that I can finish off that lava flow. Anyway, for right now, like I said, I need to convert all of the iron that I now have over into blocks, and then we can see how much iron blocks we have and how far we're going to get with all of this stuff. So, breaking down all of that iron didn't actually get us up to the full stack of blocks, which I was after. However, I do have a little bit of a trick up my sleeve. I have a lot of iron in part and component form in here, but I think first it's probably a good idea to take the blocks that we have out to the statues and keep building, keep going, see how far up the statue we can get with these 255 blocks that we do have. It's definitely time to get started on this stuff again and see if we can actually get this built up and ready to go. Should also pull out my high iron pickaxes. Now, these things are really good when dealing with metal because they're both fast and they hit pretty hard as well, which means that they knock out metal blocks pretty quickly, which is always a good thing when you're dealing with quite this much metal. Now, at the moment, while this thing is small, I've actually got a little spring trap down the bottom here, which should kick me up through a specially placed hole in the bodywork so that we can get up to the top here and keep going and keep building with this stuff. So I left the spring trap and hold like that all the way up until the body was almost done on the other side. Then I moved the spring trap out to the toe of the boot because that works a lot better to catapult the player all the way up to the chest area, the top of the chest area, so I could work on the helmet. So yeah, like I said, it's now time for me to keep going with this thing. And we are all out once again. So now we've run out of iron for what's that, like the fifth time this build. This is just using a boatload of iron. It is actually ridiculous how much iron I have gone through in this build. And as you can see, we're going to jump up to the top here, but we're up to the top of the chest plate, almost the top of the shoulder pad. We've got one more piece to go up on here, and then we've got to fill in this layer, which is actually the head layer, and this layer is also going to be completely full of blocks, just like over there, so you can't actually see up into the helmet. Now, both these things are actually hollow, like the chest in here is hollow, and the head is going to be hollow. So again, I can at some point later on come back to these things and throw a whole bunch of torches inside them so they light up really, really well at night. At least that's the plan. So the other thing I really want to do is, you can see up there, I've already kind of started working on this. You see I've got this huge hole in my volcano right now, and I really want that to be red and look like lava, basically. So I think the easiest way for me to do this is to go and buy just a whole bunch of rustwood from the shop in the hub, and then fill this entire area that you can see in rustwood, potentially do something from the inside as well, so it actually looks like something other than just a rustwood ceiling. Because if we have a look in through here, it's going to look a little bit weird having just a straight rustwood ceiling on this thing. So I don't know, I might do a dome or something and put some torches up in there so you can actually see the dome from down here. That might be a good idea. But we'll see. I don't know. First we need to work out how much rustwood I can get. So I'm going to need to clear my inventory. I want to bring back an entire inventory's worth of rustwood. I mean, I have a lot of coins right now. I have over 100,000 coins. So I should be fine on the whole buying rustwood front. I just want to make sure that I have enough space in my inventory to bring all of that stuff back to turn into blocks. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to empty out my inventory and I'll see you all over at the hub. So here we are at the hub vendor. Let's check and see. Yes, he does have rustwood today. So let's see how many coins out of my set this is going to take to fill up this entire backpack with rustwood. And there we go. Look at that. That is a lot of rustwood. And it's cost us a lot too. It's cost us nearly 40,000 coins, or probably a little bit over 40,000 coins, I would say. I didn't really check the rest of the numbers following when I started this thing off, but yeah, there you go. That is a lot of rustwood. In fact, I'm going to quickly screenshot that because that is very impressive. I like the look of that a lot. But now, that does mean we've got work to do. We have a lot of rustwood blocks to build, so I'm going to head back to the island and start doing that. I won't show you any of that because that is a pretty dull process, so I'll catch back up with you guys when all of this stuff is made into blocks.
Okay, so I'm kind of running out of time now to finish off all of this stuff. I have grabbed out all of the iron that I currently possess, and well, not all of it, I've still got a little bit in the chest, but this will be enough for now. I'm going to break all this down and turn it into blocks. I started working on the rustwood. We still have a lot of rustwood left, but if I have a look in my chest here, we've got a stack and a bit of rustwood blocks that are going to go up there in the gap. But I don't think I am going to finish this off today. I just don't have enough time left to make up all of these blocks and even put anything out here when I've done those blocks up. Just like I said, I'm just running out of time. Going away has really put a crimp on the schedule, but that's okay. So, yeah, we're up to here still, just under the chin on this guy here. So he's probably going to take another, I don't know, 200 plus blocks of iron just to finish that off. and then we'll be pretty good. And then we can start work on the lava flow and all of that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm going to be doing all of next week. So sorry this has been a shorter episode. Like I said, time has just not been on my side at all at the moment. But like I said, I'm only away for a week, so my recording schedule should go back to normal pretty soon, which will be nice. Alright, so that is it for today. I will see you next week.